It's Audiological Services Sound Advice with Doug Leonard. And today, Doug, I'm going to read a patient letter that you recently received and get your reaction to all of this. So the letter goes on to say, thank you so much for your referral to another doctor. They ran me through several tests and decided I was a perfect candidate for a cochlear implant. I had the surgery on February 5th for my right ear and have had several steps to program the cochlear implant so far. She goes on to say that if I didn't have your insight, your knowledge of this procedure, I would have lost my hearing in my right ear. But now I'm progressing to have substantial gains of normal hearing again. They also fit me for a new hearing aid for my left ear that is comparable with the cochlear. So give me your reaction when you read this thank you letter from this listener who you really helped out in a bad situation.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of what the whole thing's about. I mean, it's about what we're trying to do as a practice, or, what any professional would hopefully be doing for their patients is to try to improve their quality of life. The backstory on this is just a patient of mine that had hearing aids for a long time, and she was just really struggling. Her hearing was continuing to deteriorate, particularly in one ear. And it got to the point, she was really suffering and not participating in things. And so she was looking to me. She thought she wanted to get new hearing aids. And she just had such a severe loss in that one ear that there's nothing we can do for her. And luckily we do refer people often for cochlear implants, but people get a little scared. They don't want to have surgery, or they don't necessarily want to drive out of town or whatever, or trust their hearing care to somebody else. But she did take the advice, and she saw this doctor and had a great outcome. And a couple points about it, I guess, John, is why I want to talk about it today. Number one, there's hope for a lot of people. Even if they have severe to profound loss, they might not be able to be fit with hearing aids. They might need some other type of amplification like a cochlear implant. And secondly, we're not just trying to sell everybody hearing aids. We have the patient's best interest in mind. Mm-hmm. And folks just have to come in, have that evaluation, and trust that the recommendations that we make for them are appropriate for what they need.
And again, this is why you go to an audiologist, to get the proper amount of care for your communication issues. And sometimes that includes medical procedures that you refer to doctors.
Yeah, and we might not be able to help them. And it's the same thing. It's the same thing if I had a problem with my vehicle and I didn't know what was going on because I know nothing about cars. I have to trust that mechanic or that shop that I take it to, that they're not fleecing me. They're not telling me to spend a bunch of thousands of dollars to fix this problem that isn't really going to fix the problem.
And I will tell you that when you find a mechanic you trust, you hang on to them. And if you find an audiologist you trust, you hang on to them too. So, Doug, what's the number here in Carroll? You're here several days a week that people can set up a hearing screening and start the process.
Yeah, it's 792-5933.
And again, it all starts with that simple screening. And again, you won't walk out with hearing aids. That's not what Doug is there for. They want to find out what your issues are and help you resolve those issues. So call the great folks at ASI, Audiological Services of Iowa.